to Lima, Peru. We were staying in the Miraflores district, and so our first activity for our first day in Peru was to walk the Malecon boardwalk and see all the main sights. Lots of parasailers and surfers to be seen, everyone enjoying the nice sunny day.
Surfers. Ton of surfers down there.
Towards the end of the main boardwalk area, we found a cevicheria for lunch that had a nice third floor seating area with big, beautiful windows overlooking the cliffside. Okay, here's a ceviche. What's the review?
I do like it.
Good?
Yeah.
This is the chicha morada. It's our new favorite drink, and we're gonna drink it every day in Peru. I really like it. After lunch, we walked down the cliff to the water and walked along the water's edge back to our Airbnb to get ready for our food tour that evening. The food tour was through the Barranco district, so while we walked from place to place, there was lots of different street art to admire. We tried ceviche, charamoya, lucuma, anticuchos or beef hearts, lomo saltado, and ended the night with a demonstration on how to create a pisco sour. I'll be honest, I am not a very big drinker, and the pisco sour wasn't quite for me. But the bartender was passionate about what he does, and it was a fun atmosphere to try the national drink.
Lime juice?
Nice food. Make phone first. I didn't do the phone. So why I put
How do you know it's working? No more noise this way. Work it.
Ooh, nice job. Nice work, Jamie.
All right, here you go.
Oh, she's a professional, this one.
look at
Now, this is the Ballestas Island boat tour. We actually did this at the very end of our Peru trip, but I am including it here as it is typically seen as a day trip from Lima. We did it as part of the Peru Hop Bus tour. While we did see lots of wildlife on this boat tour, lots of seals and different kinds of birds, overall we were not overly impressed by the Peru Hop Bus, or the Paracas destination itself. It was a lot of effort to get there, and after all the spectacular things we had already seen and done in other parts of the country, it didn't give us the same feeling of awe. So we actually turned around and headed back to Lima early after the boat tour was done. Lima was a fine place to recover from the long flight to Peru, but next it was time to start drinking the coca tea and explore the real gem of Peru, Cusco. It started with checking into our Airbnb, which was one of the cutest places I have ever stayed. This place was actually built on top of some of the ruins from the neighboring Coricancha, so filled with history as well. It was a great place to relax and recover from the altitude. Though we were also excited to start exploring, we didn't let ourselves sit and rest as much as we maybe should have. Nobody in our group got true altitude sickness, but we could all definitely tell that we were no longer at sea level. After dropping off our bags, we walked next door to the Coricancha and Santo Domingo site. This is a Spanish colonial church and convent built on top of the old Incan ruins of the Coricancha temple, which was dedicated primarily to the sun god, Inti. There were lots of rooms to explore, including a bell tower that you can climb up to and get a great view of the city from above. A big portion of the city of Cusco was actually built on top of Incan ruins, and this place was a great example of that. To end the evening, we went in search of picarones, a Peruvian donut made of sweet potato dough. Walking the streets of Cusco actually ended up being one of my favorite parts of the city. Not because there are limited activities in the city, but because the streets were so beautiful and quaint. We then headed back for a fire before bed. The next morning, we had the most beautiful sunrise before heading out to the San Pedro market. We wandered through the many stalls, got some delicious fresh squeezed juice, bought some souvenirs, got empanadas for breakfast, and Eli had his first taste of Peruvian coffee. He ordered his coffee with milk, and we were surprised when they gave us just a giant glass of warm milk. And then some locals sitting next to us told us to put the small amount of cold coffee that was sitting on the table into the milk. Turns out that they just use coffee concentrate that they then dilute with warm water or milk. After the market, we made our way over to the main square. where there were tons of performances happening all week for the upcoming Inti Raymi, Festival of the Sun. We then went to the Chocolate Museum, where we all took part in the Bean to Bar workshop that they offered. This was a 2-hour workshop and ended up being super fun and informative, especially having never done any type of chocolate tour anywhere else before. We went through the whole process, from the roasting to the grinding, which took a lot of hard work.
Faster. Faster.
We learned that the cocoa butter gets separated out from the chocolate paste, and that this is actually what white chocolate is made from. However, not all white chocolate sold in the stores uses the actual cocoa butter, and that is why some people say that white chocolate isn't even real chocolate. After learning about the process, we then got to put our chocolate into molds and make our own chocolate bar creations. And while our bars were setting, we made hot chocolate. I highly recommend this experience. It was a lot of fun. And then for dinner that night, I tried the famous cuy, the roasted guinea pig. The next day, we decided to taxi up to the Sacsayhuaman ruins overlooking Cusco. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to add this stop to our Cusco itinerary when I was planning this Peru trip. The pictures and videos I had seen online didn't really seem that exciting, to be honest. But we had the time, so we decided to go, and I'm glad we did. It is definitely one of those places where pictures just don't do it justice. We got to explore the tunnels, saw some more festivities, and marveled at the truly massive stones that were cut so perfectly and used for the base of this fortress. We then wandered back down through the San Blas district, where we got to explore some more beautiful streets. We absolutely loved our time in Cusco. Next, it was time to get our hiking poles out, Cusco Trek and the Inca Trail in the next video.